we as researchers learn the practice of parsimony. Be parsimonious in research means that we learn and adapt the quality of being frugal, the assumptions, variables we use in our research work. This way we can explore the research problem in more depth and with more rigor. So I will use the terms parsimony and rigor interchangeably in the context of this keynote. Rigor or parsimony, for that matter, means that our models should be simple. They should avoid complexity. They should be efficient. Being simple means that our adopted theory model explains the study problem using the fewest possible assumptions, variables. Efficiency means that our research is able to achieve accurate, non-spurious outcomes with the least complexity possible, thereby increasing the explanatory power of our theories or hypotheses. Rigorous or parsimonious models are often more intuitive and easier to comprehend, and are likely to have more universal applicability beyond the specific area of interest study. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the alchemy of rigor. That is clarity in defining what we are studying. So, at the PhD level and in all other research, we should attempt to achieve rigor by having a conceptual framework, which is a mental map of the bounds of our research. Conceptual framework is a set of assumptions, values, and definitions, and the relationships between those assumptions, values, and definitions. Good conceptual framework helps us achieve internal and external validity by avoiding the aforesaid complexities, i.e., by being parsimonious. Through a focus on the significant variables that describe or explain the phenomenon. The research that you do may be academic or applied. I think in the context of today's film, we need to begin thinking about moving from pure research to applied research, having a mix of both. So for applied research, that conceptual framework should also have relevance to the problem at hand. Rigor and parsimony are therefore handmaids of research. As I have said, ladies and gentlemen, when you hear me saying these words, parsimony, rigor, not them from those old men. They first used those words. There was also Angas. Now I use them like I'm the one who invented them. I hope tomorrow you will also be using these words. Now let me turn to the research problem and philosophical problem. This is no small matter. The issue of the research problem and research question befuddle many of us. They are important because they help frame the parameters of the research. Let me be clear. A research problem is the issue or gap in knowledge that the researcher wishes to address. It articulates the issue or problem and provides a background and context to the research. It also identifies the gap in knowledge or practice and the negative consequences if such a problem is not addressed. The research question, on the other hand, is very specific, focused. It's a very specific, focused question regarding the study and aims to answer the issue of testable, specific testable questions that the research will attempt to answer. It has a narrower focus than the research and the problem statement, and directs the researcher by asking specific questions about the problem, often leading to hypothesis development. For clarity again, let us understand that the research question is derived from a well-defined research problem. Many PhD students, including myself at that time, get bogged down in the research program because of failure to articulate a research problem and the question with clarity. Part of the cause of this dilemma is a poor understanding of the subject matter which they wish to study. Many of us as students proceeded to articulate a research problem with scant knowledge of the subject matter and the different principles on which that subject matter is based. Indeed, literature review is the most underrated part of the writing process. Many of us will walk to a professor and say, "Professor, I want to study this, I want to study that," when actually we have no grasp of the subject matter. If you want to succeed, you first must become a subject matter expert. There is no shortcut. Very many times when we have the viva voce process, we bring in the subject matter experts, you will find that somebody has spent 6 years doing the wrong thing because they did not become a subject matter expert first. Again, there is the issue of the philosophical paradigm. This defines how the researcher will approach the study, and it is closely connected to the research problem as it influences how the problem is understood. The philosophical paradigm informs the researchers and the context in which they see the problem. But the research problem itself can lead a researcher to adopt different research paradigms. The way that the problem is stated reveals the philosophical stance and assumptions about the problem of study, i.e., what is the nature of reality? That is knowledge. 2, how is knowledge acquired? That is epistemology. And 3, the researcher's values, ethics. That is axiology.